Do you know there was once a king of Israel who tried to outsmart God? His name was Ahab. In the book of 1 Kings 22, he concocted an ingenious plan to invade a neighboring land that he felt rightfully belonged to him, called Ramoth-Gilead, controlled by the king of Aram. Before setting his plan into motion, Ahab sought the alliance of King Jehoshaphat of Judah, who agreed that the conquest of Ramoth-Gilead was a worthy endeavor. However, Jehoshaphat, a man of faith, insisted on seeking divine counsel from the prophets. Ahab summoned about 400 prophets who, eager to please, predicted victory in the battle. But Jehoshaphat sensed their assurances were hollow and asked if there was not a true prophet of the Lord to consult. Reluctantly, Ahab admitted there was one, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, whom he loathed because he never prophesied anything favorable about him. Nonetheless, at Jehoshaphat's insistence, Micaiah was summoned. While waiting for Micaiah, Ahab and Jehoshaphat, arrayed in their royal splendor, received favorable prophecies from the assembled prophets. Zedekiah, one of the prophets, dramatically fashioned iron horns and proclaimed that with these, Ahab would destroy the Arameans. Upon his arrival, Micaiah was initially sarcastic, mimicking the false prophet's assurances of victory. But pressed by Ahab to speak truthfully, he shared a starkly different vision. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right and on his left. And the Lord said,
"Who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth-Gilead and going to his death there?"
Finally, a spirit came forward.
"I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouths of all his prophets,"
he said.
"You will succeed in enticing him,"
said the Lord.
"Go and do it."
So now the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of all these prophets of yours. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. Micaiah further described a grim outcome for Ahab, seeing Israel scattered on the hills like sheep without a shepherd. Despite this dire warning, Ahab led the charge into battle, disguising himself to evade the fate foretold by Micaiah. However, a random arrow, fired by an unknown soldier, found its mark between the segments of Ahab's armor, inflicting a fatal wound. As he bled out in his chariot, the chilling detail of Micaiah's prophecy was fulfilled when his chariot was washed in a pool in Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood, exactly as the word of the Lord had declared. This story serves as a powerful lesson about the futility of trying to outsmart or disobey God's commands. Ahab's attempt to defy the divine warning and his indulgence in deception led to his ultimate downfall. It echoes the dangers we face when we knowingly defy what God has instructed. The seemingly random arrow that struck Ahab parallels how unforeseen consequences can befall us when we stray from God's path. He who breaks a hedge, a serpent will bite him, serves as a poignant reminder of the risks inherent in disobedience. Furthermore, Ahab's story warns against the peril of groupthink. The collective deception of Ahab's prophets, swayed by a lying spirit, illustrates that the consensus or majority view does not necessarily reflect God's will. It underscores the importance of seeking personal divine guidance and adhering to God's commands, even when they challenge the prevailing currents of opinion. Listening to God, especially when his words go against the grain, is an act of faith and a safeguard against the pitfalls of disobedience and the illusion of outmaneuvering the divine plan.